think Eliana's waving to you. Are you waving to the camera? Hello YouTube, my name's Natalie and I wanted to come and share with you my labour and birth story, delivery story. So I gave birth to this beautiful, gorgeous little bubba, this gorgeous little girl who weighed £8 and 2 ounces on the 3rd of November. Okay, so that was about 6.5 weeks ago. Probably 7 weeks by the time you watch this video. But yeah, it was quite an ordeal, but overall a positive experience, and I'm actually feeling broody again and would like to do it all over again. Probably, hopefully a bit differently, and I'll get to why in a moment. So I basically laboured over 3 days in total. So on the Saturday night, well actually it was, yeah, Saturday night, so going through to Sunday, I started having like really bad period pains, but I just thought, oh, I can just grin and bear it, it's fine. So I just took some paracetamol and tried to go back to sleep, but that was not happening. I couldn't sleep at all because the pain was just too much. So I ended up coming into the living room. I put my pregnancy pillow up around me like this, and then I just sort of sat upright, put my hypnobirth in, videos on, and just tried to breathe through the pain. So if anyone doesn't know what hypnobirthing is, it's basically a series of meditative exercises to help you with your breathing, and it gives you lots of positive affirmations to help prepare your body for labour. There are different ones that you can do during pregnancy and when you're actually in labour. So by looking at Google and things like that, I deduced that I was in early labour. So I put on a labour hypnobirthing, and it was just taking me through, you know, the breathing exercises, breathe in for 4, breathe out for 6, etc. like that. And so that was really helping, and it was definitely easing the pain, or helping me get through the pain. So throughout that entire night, so through to Sunday, I didn't get any rest because, you know, the pain was just getting a bit more intense. So on the actual Sunday day, I had the bloody show a few days prior, but I decided to go into hospital because when I spoke to my midwife on the phone, she thought that it sounded like my waters had broken because my bloody show had been quite watery. So I went in, she did the, not scan, what's it called? She looked inside my downstairs area, and she could see that the waters hadn't broken, and I hadn't dilated at all. So I went home, and you know, the pain was still there, but I was just, again, breathing through it and then just trying to get on with my day as normal. And I had my birthing ball, and I was just bouncing up and down that to try and encourage contractions to start and dilation to start as well, because I was a bit disappointed that I hadn't dilated at all. Anyway, fast forward, that Sunday night I didn't sleep again because, again, pain was just becoming more and more intense. And then I realised, okay, these are full-on contractions, and in hypnobirthing we call it surges. So I downloaded an app and I started to time the differences between each contraction. So on that Sunday night, going through to Monday, the contractions were about 15 minutes apart, roughly. But then on the Monday, during the day, obviously they started to get closer and closer and closer. So by about, again, 9 o'clock on the Monday, my contractions were about 7 or 8 minutes apart. But because I had invited my mum to come down, we're in the same bubble during this pandemic era, she really was adamant that I should go to the hospital, even though I kept telling her, no, you know, the hospitals will just send me back, you know, until they're 5 minutes apart. But anyway, I listened to her and I just went into the hospital because the pain was getting, you know, quite intense now. And so they did their examination, and it turned out that I was actually 4 centimetres dilated and in active labour. So my husband, who had dropped me off, had to come back again, and so the labour process began. And it was very positive. I was actually really enjoying it, as funny as that sounds. I had done a video call to my mum just to let her know everything was fine. I did a video call to my mother-in-law who lives in Barbados, and again, you know, while I was having the surges and taking the gas in the air, having conversations. So it was all very nice, and I had, you know, my husband with me the whole time. He was fantastic, helping me with the breathing, and I had again hypnobirthing videos on as well, to get me through it. So when I got to about 7 centimeters, that's when things took a turn for the worse, I guess. But we're still going to stay positive, because at the end of the day, I ended up with this beautiful girl. So when I got to about 7 centimeters dilated, like, the pain was just excruciating. I don't know if any of you watched The Handmaid's Tale, but when she gives birth and she just roars like a lion, that was literally me, like roaring, screaming the place down. I didn't even know I could make some of the sounds that I made. And I, you know, the gas and air just wasn't cutting it. In fact, I didn't even like the gas and air. It was making me feel sick. I couldn't breathe properly, so it was kind of contradicting the hypnobirthing. So I kind of left that to one side pretty early on during the labour, to be honest. And I was just doing my own breathing along with my husband and moving around the room as much as possible into different positions. And I had one particular midwife who was fantastic during that night, who would rub my back and encourage me. But then unfortunately she had to go, and then I had another midwife come in, and yeah, this is when things took a turn for the worse, because she really made me doubt myself, and she kept saying, you know, you really need to think about other pain management methods, because if you don't, your baby could go into distress, because her heart rate was rocketing and so was mine. So it's when she said that, when she said, oh, the baby can go into distress, that's when I decided, okay, fine, maybe I should, you know, take the epidural, which I really didn't want to, but I took it in the end, because I've been labouring for, you know, at home for 2 days and now at the hospital for, you know, for an entire night. And I was absolutely shattered, exhausted, okay? My body had gone into shock as well. So I decided to take the epidural. And it is amazing in terms of pain relief, I'm not gonna lie. But I did really feel disappointed that, like, I'd let myself down, because I really just wanted a completely unmedicated natural birth. But a friend had messaged me, you know, a few days prior to going into labour, saying, you know, God created the epidural for a reason. Don't be afraid to take it. Don't be a hero, basically. And obviously, because she had said, oh, you know, Eliana, you can go into distress, I just thought, you know what, let me just take it. So yeah, they put it in straight away. There were no issues, and I actually managed to have a little bit of a nap, which felt like I had, you know, had been sleeping for an eternity. When you've been awake for that long, like, that 1 hour or 2 hours sleep is everything. It was just amazing. And my husband just slept on the chair next to me. So then in the morning now, well, proper morning, it was about 10 o'clock, a different midwife came in and she examined me and she said, oh yep, you're 10 centimeters, we're ready to go. And that's when things became very chaotic, because she also had a student with her. So I'm just sort of giving you the highlights, because the story could be very long. And I don't want to bore you, so I'm just giving you this, like, the bullet point version. But basically, the midwife kept being called away to do different jobs, various jobs here and there. So she wasn't able to give me my full attention, or, you know, me and the baby full attention. So many points during the delivery now, I was just left alone with my husband, who knows nothing about delivering a baby, and a student who'd only been a student at university for 2 weeks. Okay, this 18-year-old girl, lovely girl, she did a good job considering, but I just didn't think that was right. So I ended up with 3rd degree tears, because nobody was able to tell me when to push, so I was just trying to push on my own without being able to feel the contractions. It was literally this young 18-year-old girl and my husband trying to get me through it. Then eventually the doctors had to come in, because now there were complications. And I had about 12 or 13 people in the room at one point. And you know, various arms going up me and examining, and that's a really intrusive and not very nice situation. I'm just going to put Eliana down in her little travel cot next to me. Sorry, excuse me. Bye. There you go, sweetheart. Yeah, so cutting a long story short, they ended up using forceps because apparently my pushing was ineffective. So that's why, if you notice, Eliana's got a little scar on her cheek, but it is fading. I've just been using breast milk to try and fade it, and it's actually proving to be quite effective. It's a little trick for any other mums out there. Breast milk has actually got a lot of healing qualities in it, so that's nice to know. Yeah, so then I ended up having to be pushed into theatre. I had to go into theatre, emergency theatre, to rectify the 3rd-degree tears and the fact that I had lost 2.5 litres of blood, and I then had to be given transfusions, etc, etc. And then I ended up staying at the hospital for 2 nights, 3 days, and we got to come home on bonfire night, which is nice. We had all the fireworks going. It was like, oh, it's for us, celebration. But no, overall, I mean, that part was quite traumatic, but because I've been doing hypnobirthing, I managed to stay in a sort of positive state. It was only when I got home and realised, oh, you know, what I'd gone through, that it really hit me. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely do it all over again, but I would probably try my hardest not to have the epidural, because I don't know, just wanted more of a sense of achievement of being able to push a baby out unmedicated. But I guess that's more my pride talking than anything else. So yeah, I just want to say good luck to any mums out there, mothers to be, first time mums as well. You know, don't worry, just try and use the hypnobirthing. I really encourage you to use it. You know, it is a beautiful experience. Your body is made to do this. You are designed to do this, and you can do it. And you know, as long as you've got a good support system around you as well, you should be fine. All right, so prayers and wishes, and all the best.